morning. I'm Miss Phillips, and I'm one of the 7th grade science teachers at Lewis. I'm probably your teacher. Today, I have the privilege and the honor of showing you our first virtual lab. I'm super excited to get started, but first, I want to mention some important things that we should note about lab safety. Hopefully by now, if you're in my class, you've visited our virtual classroom, you've read through the lab safety procedures, and you and your parent have signed off on that document. If you haven't, stop and do those things now. In addition to our regular classroom lab safety, I do want to mention some important things to make sure you're doing if you're going to do the labs with us from home. Number 1, make sure that you have a clean and clear workspace. Number 2, make sure that you will not be distracted from the lab. Even though we're home and we're going to be using a lot of home materials, we want to make sure that the space is free and clear. There are no distractions and no one's going to interrupt you during the lab, especially if it's a lab where we're taking time. So right now, I'm getting ready to do this lab, and I'm doing it at a time when I know all my children are asleep and no one should be coming into this space, into my kitchen for a snack or anything to disrupt me. The next thing you want to do is make sure you've gathered all the materials. Always preview a lab and look at the materials list. For this lab, you'll need a piece of paper. It does not have to be in a notebook because remember, our notebooks are digital, are virtual now. We will need 1 regular egg, raw, and a clear dish of some sort. It can be plastic, it can be glass, it can be square, it can be round, but it needs to be a clear dish. You will also see me using a marker and an ink pen. The marker does not have to be permanent. I do prefer that it be a black marker. This is so that when I do my observations on paper, I'm going to take a picture of my observations and transfer them to my digital notebook. I want to make sure that all my writing comes up clear in those pictures. So I'm going to use a marker for the base of my drawings, and then when I get to labeling items, I'm going to do it in pencil first so that I can erase if I make a mistake. But then I'm going to go over those labels with pen so that I make sure that those images are going to be crystal clear and legible, easy to read for my teacher when I make those pictures and put them up into my, load them up into my digital notebook. Now that I have my clear workspace and all my materials, I'm still not ready to start a lab. The next and most important step is to always read through all of the lab procedure before getting started. So let's take a minute to do that now.